Okay, so first of all, we will show you what we are doing, what we want to do, and after you will have a lot of questions, I hope. So the most important thing, Brevo Motors, we are motorcycle producer, developer, and researchers. We are there for mainly the speed. We are biker. I'm biker.
I'm not a biker.
So,
it's my secret. I'm not a biker.
The fun is important, but the most important for us is safety. And due to our work, innovation is also the blood of our activity, and motorbike in competition are really the gateway for the research innovation, with the most important thing for us, and I insist on this, is the safety. That is very important in any things that we do. We want to think before all at the safety at maximum. Okay, biking you have never 100% of safety. Okay, so we will show you the core of what we are able to do is the frame of the bike. If you can. Voila! Et voilà! Okay, so. So this is really what we are able to do, is to work aluminium. And this is carving aluminium. It's not molded, it's really worked. And when you will look around, you will see that the frame is more to the right, so everything has been designed using the competence of drivers, of MotoGP pilots and so on. And so the pleasure that we will show you is a video that we did with one of the major pilots in the world. Is called Johan Brevo. Shit. Oh, sorry. No, I'm becoming a little bit.
Is that Belgian? Sorry, I don't speak Belgian, I'm sorry.
Yes.
There we go.
There you go.
Okay. So 5 is the number of the guy. L'important, c'est savoir comment un jeune peut progresser en sécurité.
C'est une petite moto intéressante, hein, de toute façon, on l'a dit, hein, pour les enfants de 10 à 13 ans. On voit qu'elle est déjà conçue intelligemment avec des belles pièces bien fabriquées, pour une moto qui peut être très performante pour la compétition. Quand on fait un peu de compétition autour de 10-13 ans, le matériel compte déjà. Du coup, ça pourrait être le bon outil pour faire la compétition.
Sì, no, è andato bene. Sto lavorando con un nuovo tecnico, ci stiamo abituando e penso si sta stato, diciamo.
Moi qui suis habitué aux grandes motos, quand on passe sur une petite moto, ça fait au début des fois un peu étrange, mais là l'ergonomie elle est plutôt intéressante aussi pour pouvoir accueillir les pilotes adultes si même ils veulent simplement s'amuser. C'est pour faire des petits exercices différents de temps en temps, pouvoir essayer les choses différemment. Avec, on va dire, peut-être un peu moins de risques, parce que la vitesse est réduite. Mais le fait qu'il y a un châssis assez compétitif, justement, on peut peut-être aller à la limite des pneus ou passer un peu plus vite en virage pour chercher un peu plus de sensation. Oui, complètement, hein, parce que et quelle vitesse, si le moteur est fait comme ça, tout est assez mis en place justement pour un peu essayer de reproduire un peu quelques sensations de moto de vitesse pour une fois que cette piste là, une petite piste comme ici, permet justement d'aller chercher de bonnes trajectoires. Et oui, pour des enfants, ça donne un peu cette sensation. Et quand on fonctionne par méthode et étape par étape, il y a moyen d'apprendre de bonnes choses. Saine, ça veut dire pas de mauvaise surprise parce qu'elle a été, disons, bien conçue au départ. Et du coup, parce que c'est petit, c'est maniable. Et oui, saine et maniable. Un des outils.
Là, aujourd'hui, c'était vraiment une journée fantastique, un grand bonheur, parce que quand on voit que ce qu'on a conçu, on le met dans les mains de quelqu'un qui s'y connaît vraiment, et que ce quelqu'un dit que la moto est bien, qu'elle correspond à ses attentes, et quand on le voit surtout rouler sans s'arrêter, et qu'on voit qu'il prend du plaisir, pour nous et toute l'équipe, c'était vraiment un moment très très important. Okay, thank you. As we say in French, et voilà.
Yeah. You ready to talk now, or do you have a PowerPoint?
Just time to time we will show,
Okay.
depending on the conversation.
Yeah, perfect. Do we need lights, or are we good?
Yep.
So just a few lights. So where was that track?
The track is in Brissac, in the south of France.
Is that the
So
track?
we are in Belgium, north.
Yeah.
We were in Brissac. It was the 16th February, and by chance it was a very nice weather.
Yeah.
So it was okay for the tiring. So it was a good place.
Sure. No, it seemed like an amazing thing. So you can have it. You want to have a seat there?
Derek, is this in the camera?
Yeah, we can talk for a little bit. So this is a product designed for the 10 to 13-year-old.
Yes, it is designed first for the young rider.
The young rider.
But with already a small experience of riding.
Okay.
It's not to start.
Right.
As he said, the driver, or even for the professional drivers, because they need small bike to test different tech strips, and also when they have revalidation, and also people like me that I like to drive, to go on the circuit and
Yeah.
to stay 20 minutes maximum, because after I'm exhausted. So many users can do this practice, and the practice can be done also on the kart tracks. So it means that you can go in a lot of places.
Right. And so so that particular bike was 190cc
Yes, this one, yes.
4-stroke, right? So but you're going to EV.
We have also an EV, yes.
So is your primary target market going to be EV, or you can also be combustion?
No, we need both.
Need both.
Okay. Combustion for the moment is really set in the market, very
Yeah.
strong. EV will come, and the main reason is not so positive. It's because the noise is becoming a problem on the tracks, at least in Europe, maybe here also in the States.
Yeah.
So EV will come by a strange way, is to avoid the noise of using the mechanics.
Yeah.
But it means for us that you will explode the market, because the market is around 12,000 bikes per year. So, but including Honda, Yamaha, and so on. So it means that the renewal of the bike will extend the sales.
Sure. And so was it Evotech that got you into making motorcycles?
Yes.
Because you might explain what Evotech is.
So Evotech is,
Evotech.
is an Italian company that I'm a shareholder. It's my Italian part, so I'm the North Italy guy.
The North Italian.
And we produce parts for motorbike markets. One of the main customers of Evotech is Ducati. So we produce the best parts of the Ducati bike. And 5 years ago, I decided with the team to develop a strategy to make competition bike.
Yeah.
So we have developed so far 4 bikes. One has been destroyed because the Moto3 was not going well. We have developed a pre-Moto3, so it's the mother of the Mini GP. We won the Italian championship last year with this bike. And now we are testing a Moto2 that is upper level, plus the EV Mini GP. And so it's why Evotech, with this success, we decided to create Brevo Motors as a spin-out, because as we have an increase of 25% per year in production in Evotech, we cannot afford to start also a business selling bike, assembling bike, SAV, the Academy of Children. So it is very specific project. So it is why we have this possibility to be a Brevo Motors company.
It is not the mission of Evotech to produce motorbike. It's produce part on demands, and they are very, very specialist and expert in that side. And all the Nobel Prize, you have other pieces. You come for Ducati, for all the Nobel parts are done by. It's in a new way of doing. So their reputation are on this. The motorbike came just to show the know-how and what they can do. But if we have to commercialize, that's not their job. It's
not
our
Evotech's
job.
job.
Not that.
Right.
And to imagine the innovation, to create
Yeah.
synergies, that's
Yes.
our job.
That's pretty good.
Sorry to say, they are only engineers.
Yeah,
So I go out, sorry.
so is
So
it
you
Evo?
don't have to say that.
Is it Evo or Evo? How would you say it?
Evotech.
Evotech. And so is Evotech is an OEM producer
No, it's
for Ducati? I mean, is the
Yeah,
name, is
no,
it,
it's,
are they
on
making
demand.
parts that are original
Yes.
equipment
They
parts
make-
for Ducati?
I look if I have one by example. So
Or is it
we are-
all aftermarket?
No, it's when Ducati start to make a bike, no, I don't know it. They ask us if we accept to produce the parts for Ducati. So we are the first line producer for Ducati for high-level parts. So the handlebar of the Panigale V4, that is one of the best bike for Ducati, we are producing.
Yeah,
it.
so when you get it off the showroom floor, that company's equipment, Evotech's equipment is on that bike.
Yes.
Right, it's not just aftermarket, like,
No.
you know, when I
No,
was
no,
riding,
no.
I was riding motorcycles years ago, we'd always go and get the aftermarket,
Yes.
whatever, aftermarket carburetor, aftermarket air cleaner, aftermarket muffler, aftermarket chain, whatever, and try
Yes.
to upgrade our bike, right? So,
Yes, but it's another market that we deal with.
Yeah,
But the core business is B2B production.
okay.
And now in September we have a big meeting with Ducati because we will go to the alpha level. So it means that we will participate to the development of the piece of the parts.
Gotcha. Okay, so that is a natural tie-in to being a great manufacturer of parts, and as a great manufacturer of entire bikes.
Yes.
Right, and so what's the opportunity here in Texas and the United States? What's the opportunity that you guys see?
I leave you to answer because he's responsible for US.
First of all, it's not the first time we are here. We are here for biotech companies, so we know the ecosystem of the university, the research, and the Brazos again. And there is a dynamic here. We are fitting with our way of thinking. And that's the reason we are here, because we know that we can find resources for research, for implementing, for developing a business. The second thing, that you have one of the best engineering schools we can find here in the United States, and you have also entrepreneurship dynamic around this. And so, for Walloon guy as we are, because we are coming from Walloon, not so far from Bastogne, and I think that speaking about Bastogne, it's important. we have a sort of family spirit by being here, and it's important. You know, we travel a lot in the world. We know each other for 20 years, and we meet in a lot of countries by promoting biotech companies different in the same economic mission. The first time we have this spontaneous connection, it's here. I speak for myself, but I think the same. It's easier to speak with people. We are here. It's difficult to have the same synergy and same connection we can have. So that's the reason why first we are here, because we know that we can find synergy, we can find ideas, we can build something, not only sell something, not only making sales, but also create a community around the project. And for us it's important because it's in all DNA, in all values. It's every time to create credible space where you can give sense to what you are doing. And so we can find it here. That's the reason why we are here. And the fact is, the meeting we have all the time give us we say in French the blanc-seing. That means the proof that we are not wrong by doing this. Yeah. Sorry for my English.
No, it's very good. Yeah, so let's start with where you are, what you're starting with today, and then where you see the success being, where you want to end up. So as we sit today, somebody's making a motorbike that works. That incredible driver just took around that car track very fast. So if today somebody in the United States wanted to buy that motorbike, would it be manufactured in Italy or Belgium?
Belgium.
No.
Manufactured in Belgium?
We have a
Protect
different
will stay our R&D center.
Okay.
Innovations when we want to test something, but we can work with innovation and create synergy between. First we want to sell to a motorbike, and so it will be at the first time it will be done in Europe. But to be clever, we need to assemble that here. There is no reason to import pieces coming from here. That's not. But the novel part will be done in Europe and arriving here. All the rest we can find it. The tires you can find it. Mm-hmm. So we will have to progressively build an assembly unit for the U.S. market. So, but we have to begin by something. So we begin by the sales.
By the sales.
Yes, and first Texas is very important because it's also the place in the past of legend of drivers, Kevin Schwantz, others. Okay, and also we have the possibility to have good weather to drive. Okay, this is important, and it's a big state. So for us, it's the good point of entry. Mm. So, and the most important, sales is good if you have a good technical assistance, and we cannot do not want it from Europe. So we want to create Brevo Motors because we have to be Americans with our products. Mm-hmm. It's the secret to sell and to be present in the markets.
Yeah, so you need to assemble here, but also manufacture some parts here, potentially.
If need,
right.
if possible, yes. So the fairing of the bike is plastic. I can do it in Europe, but if somebody is able to do it at a good price and good quality, we do it here. We spare money, time, and shipment costs. So it's essential to be very embedded in the country.
And would this be through an initial dealer, like a third-party dealer that would market these motorbikes along with other brands, or would you set up your own shop, your own storefront, so to speak, that says this is where you come get this product?
Yes, our idea is to have what we call, perhaps it's not the worst word we can have, a pedagogic marketing. That means having a school, giving the good way of riding a bike, will create the demands for selling for selling bike. That's the ideal.
Your perfect day.
Yes, perfect. But it needs time to create this because. But we identify some person who could be involved in the project for doing that. And of course, if we have this assembly production unit, we have the school to create the community around this, and to find a place to write, to test, and to create a track here could be the first track for creating the first championship of e-mini GPs, for example, in the state of Texas, but in the whole United States. So we can imagine that. And as you are ideally situated, located in the triangle, magic triangle at Austin, San Antonio, or Houston, you are just in the middle. So, and there is no track. So we can imagine that in the future to have this there. And so this equation could reach what we have in mind, what is our vision of being here. And the vision is based on our values, and one of our values is, of course, energy, but safety. Everything has to be done. If you have an innovation, they have to upgrade the safety. Not having an innovation, a gadget innovation, it's not our nature. We want to do that.
To answer to your question, the chain value of distribution, the less people you have in the chain, the best it is. And it's also why we want to start here industry of bike, to avoid this loss of profit, because we have distributor A giving to distributor B and C. One point that we forgot to say, we have also another product that we have developed with a Spanish company, is the simulator.
Oh, wow.
So it means that you have the bike and you have the simulator of the same bike. So we have the perfect proposal to learn and to drive safely. So it's very it's unique in the market.
So your primary, and make sure I'm seeing this correctly, because this is not a sport that I was very familiar with, right? For the kids, the youngsters to start learning how to ride, road races, and so there's a target market for these kids to learn how to safely ride. You want to introduce them to your product and get them in your product so they can grow with you over time. So what's the first thing you need to do? Like when you're in this room talking to these people, and the next tomorrow, what's the first thing you need to do to say, okay, wow, we got that done. That's the next great thing we wanted to do.
Yes. So the first thing that we have to do is to sell, and after that find investors.
Okay, to sell the
bikes, the
bike.
simulator. We have already contacts to start in September, because if we want to have American investors. But to invest, we must show that it works. Okay, unless somebody is willing to invest in the first step. But the product is finished, the risk is lower. After that, we have a complete step of growth, including assembly, academy, schools, and everything is already prepared, because it's the same thing that we are doing in Europe, and we are quite the same for this.
So how would you go about selling this product today? Are you going to existing tracks and
yes,
and going to events, going to races?
Yes.
We were, for example, at the Austin Grand Prix.
Okay.
And we had a small booth with all this, and people knowing a bike, when they saw that, they say, we want to ride.
Right.
And there is in the PowerPoint prepared, you see the frame of competitors, tubular frame, and you see that there is no photo, we say in French. You can see directly the added value of it. And so we were there, and we want to be more and more there, but in such a kind of event. But there is a lot of event in the school to represent our product, but also on go-karts track, where they can use as an additional activity. They can use
kart track.
Yes. And so, yes, we have to begin by this.
So what? So in the hierarchy of available product, right? If I'm going to get a family member into the sport and I don't know anything about it, what does it cost to start in this sport? And where is your bike? Are you in the mid range, upper range, and what's the pricing of it?
So first of all, the discovery of the bike will be made in a club that is renting the bike. Okay. Because we speak about the cost of the family. It's not
right.
worth to purchase a bike and after to see the kid that say, oh, I do not want.
Yeah.
So the first step
it's kind of like a horse.
Yes,
the same thing
yes,
like a horse,
the same thing. But
ride somebody else's.
Yes, but it is less costly than a horse. Believe me.
We had a horse, and my dad decided to buy another one. He asked the neighbor down the street. He said, "Jim, how much more does it cost to own 2 horses than one?" He goes, "Spence," he goes, "exactly twice as much." All right, so
Yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, it's just. The most important after that, the cost is in between $7,500 up to $14,000.
Okay.
It relies of what you want to put on the bike.
Sure.
If you want the best brake of the world called Brembo, the price is high. If you want something new, it is a cost. But we try to be very low, and the price is very competitive because we are at the same price that the competitor with a spaghetti frame, so a tubular frame, as we say. And this is really the target. The simulator is more elevated price.
Sure. Who is your primary competitor? Who's the most prolific? I guess is it Yamaha? Is it?
So you have to share.
Who's selling these bikes?
So you have to share the market in 2 parts. Dirt bike transformed to go on the speed track.
Okay.
Dirt bikes is Yamaha, Honda, KTM, so this company. But you do not learn perfectly to drive speedily a competition bike. With this, it's only to play with the other. With this one, they are really a competition bike design.
From day one, you're
yes. You have 4 main producers in the world, 2 Italians. That's Ovale, that is, I think, is the leader here in USA with big difficulties, but they have done a wonderful work at the point of view of marketing. So for us, we are following them like a shark. You have Bucci, that is also an Italian company. After you have Beon, that is Spanish. And after you have Two Wheelie, that is a UK company, but are not present in the States. Okay. So what we have analyzed the market, and the main problem of our competitors is not be able to have a good technical assistance. And so knowing that is why we decided also we have to set up something here, because we want to serve the customer in less than 1 day. Because you have to know that around 20% of the turnover will come from the parts that you have to change because the bike goes out and so on. So so biking is falling. So in competition, not on the road.
Biking is falling.
Yeah, in competition. Yes.
How fast are they going on these kart tracks and at that size bike?
This one, the thermic is 120 kilometers per hour. The electric is a problem because it's go 160.
If somebody in the back row can convert that to miles per hour for me, please. So I'm sure that's what 120 is what?
120.
Yeah.
60 miles an hour.
60, 70, yeah.
Yeah,
That's pretty fast.
Track 12 inches off the ground, that's fast.
That's super fast, 12 inches off the ground.
Yes.
On asphalt, right?
75.
75, okay.
And for the e-bike, as Jean-Claude told, is a problem, the speediness, because you have to brake, because it's too dangerous. And so by riding, I'm not a biker, but I learned that from my friend here present. And I think it don't lie when it's telling me something like this. But riding an electric bike is not the same as riding a thermic bike. Sure. In acceleration, the aerodynamism, the dynamic of them. And so we have to, the pilot has to adapt this way of, and that's the reason why another things we have in mind, but it's already on the pilot, is to to create an intelligent bike. That means that a bike who can adapt itself to the driver and not the inverse.
Right.
So if you have a debutant, it will work, it will ride in that way. And so we have to preserve the safety of the bike, and that's the reason why Jean-Claude and his team, his cousin, are working on this aspect. And so it's really important.
Yeah, is it almost like an AI self-correcting
Yes.
model?
Yeah.
It will not put you in a bad position.
Yes,
It will-
exactly.
It's like,
It
yeah.
goes beyond to the change of the cartography of the engine,
Yeah.
because it's the first solution that people think. It's really a modification of the structure of the bike
yeah,
to increase the safety.
okay.
And after, when it is more and more keen to drive, the bike will change the setup. Yes.
Yeah, and so these, my understanding is the current mini GP circuits, like you have Katy, I guess Denton,
Yes.
you've got stuff in New Jersey, Florida, South Carolina, and they're very strict on the classifications and the requirements of that motorbike that goes in there. So yours would fit in a slot,
Yeah,
like right
absolutely.
off the shelf and be able to race
Absolutely.
and go.
Yes. So
Yeah.
it's
So it's
our
just
job.
it's a matter of introducing this to the public, getting some adoption, right? Getting a few orders to where you can go say, hey, I got some orders, it's time to crank this thing up.
Yes. And also with this bike, the KPI is the time to make a tour. And this is the first KPI, sorry to say.
Yeah.
And in comparison of competitors, we are stronger.
Okay.
But being stronger need best brakes and so on.
And so would you want your own track that is for your technical area, or would it be a track that is everybody gets to use?
But our
because-
track will be the one in Belgium. It will be the one just beside the Formula One Spa-Francorchamps track. So everybody knows Formula One, and everybody knows Spa-Francorchamps. It's one of the
Yes.
best track in the world, the most beautiful. And we have a go-kart track there, and we have an agreement with them for following that. For being clear and transparent with you, we had in mind in the past to invest in a track. It could be our track, but we discussed it's not our job to manage a track. Our job is to create, produce, bike, to create innovation, making sure that people could be educated by riding, but not operationally. It's not our job to manage a track. There are people that they are better than us, and they can. And the solution Jean-Claude found with the Spa-Francorchamps track, it's the best, because we will do like this. And so we decide not to have our track, but finding a community where there is a track where we can participate at the animation of the site, because we have to use it for the trial, we have to for the school, and so that means a certain number of days a year. Every year we will be there. So it's an animation, an activity you give to the community along
Sure.
the track, and that's an important.
Yeah, and I've seen that model in cars, right, where you've got various companies that are set up at that
Yeah,
track.
yeah.
You might have your own private garage, a condo, whatever, and you might have a clubhouse and a pool,
Absolutely.
and you've got your car there. But you also have companies there that are selling you stuff, tuning up your car, working on your car, and getting that going. So it's the same
It's
theory.
the same, and
Yeah.
it's a source of inspiration for a community.
Right.
Because we know quite well college station and the area. During the weekend as a biker, I have to go so far away that it is very difficult.
Yeah.
But we need a track also to make research and development.
Yeah,
And in our view, in Belgium, different startups will use the same track.
Sure.
A startup in the field of mobility and
Right.
so on. And this is really important.
Yeah, if you had a track like that, like you said, there's so much innovation that could take place at that track in all aspects of R&D of
Yes.
motorcycles or carts or safety equipment or
Safety,
whatever.
pavement quality, differentiation, inviting tiring companies. So
Right.
I think it can be a magnet to economic activity, but also for fun, because as a biker, when I go to ride, my wife is not happy, because she does not want to come and to stay there on the track. So if she had a pool,
Something to do.
something to stay there, I will be happy because I have no stress during the bike.
Exactly. Yeah, but it's a testing ground. It's a proving ground, a testing ground. It's got its metrics to it. And, I can see where that's going to be attractive to be close to an engineering community and an R&D community like Texas A&M, for example. So I'm starting to understand. I don't want to dominate the questions here, and I think we're getting close to. Yeah, I want to make sure you guys have time to ask questions as well. So go ahead, Chris.
So, what is the superiority of this frame compared to, you said a tubular frame? What is that?
Okay,
Makes it-
so the differentiation in motorbiking is the stiffness of the frame. You have to find the right ratio of stiffness, not too much and not too bad. Tubular frame, they are more elastic. So it means that when you make a curve, there is an inertia of the bike to regain the same shape, to take the other curve. With aluminium, no modification.
No deformation.
No deformation. It is a lower deformation because after you break everything, but it means that the eyes, when you drive, you do not look, you look the exit of the turn. With this, the motorbike will go where your eyes are looking. With the tubular, you have to adapt during the curve, and it is very different. And it's why the majority of MotoGP bikes, they have aluminum frame.
They do.
They do. The only one is KTM. They have tubular, but when you look at the cost of production and the quality, it is quite aluminium built frames. So it's very different.
So who manufactures your power plants, the internal and the electric?
Haha, good question. The thermic, we have to consider the cost. And so for the moment, they are coming from China. Okay, those motors are built on the example and request of Honda or Daytona and so on. But they are coming from China, $300. Okay, we are working with Minarelli in Italy. If we purchase the power, it's $1,500. So we have to stay with the Chinese for the moment.
But you have to say also that this Chinese engine is completely reviewed, arriving here to see if everything is okay.
Yeah, sure.
So you have a quality control of this. Otherwise, but even like this, they are not too.
Zhongshan, because they make engines for BMW.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Chinese, Indian, they are the producer of the power bike in the world, so everybody knows that. And for the other part, for the electric, we have different solutions for the moment. I do not remember the name of the power, but the most important thing is to manage the battery packs. So we purchase the battery once again from China, but we make the wiring and the casing of the battery ourselves.
What are the generic specs of the electric drive system? The specifications of it?
I have prepared ones. I knew that somebody will ask this question, so if I not stupid, et voilà. Okay.
Is it clear? Oh, it's okay.
Okay. So the power train, you have a definition here. It answers your question?
Yes, sir.
Perfect.
Do you know how you chose what capacity of battery pack y'all are going to use?
Yes. So we are at a lower level. Why? Because after, as I said before, after 15 minutes you are so exhausted that you stop. So it is also the fact that competition helps innovation because we do not have to spend time to have a big battery packing and so on.
So you're planning on running sprint races only with the bike then, and
Yeah.
practice sessions, but mostly
Yes.
sprints?
Yes.
Okay.
And the battery, we have checked it, you have 50 minutes of power.
Okay.
And after stop. So we do not allow the bike to lower its power, it's cut. And we are working mainly on the change of the battery by packing them and putting the charge outside.
Okay. It's a single gear reduction? You're
Yeah.
not going to have a...
Yeah.
Okay.
They are aware of a technology coming out of Texas A&M in batteries that is 10 times longer than the normal battery, so light in a lighter weight.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of battery technology around the world right now, so just being able to anticipate your supply chain, and you get something you think is perfect, and then 2 days later somebody's coming out with something that's gonna last twice as long. It's gonna be a really interesting time to see how that goes.
Yeah, from a dual purpose perspective, a longer lasting battery would be very important.
Sure.
Who else? Questions?
On the 190cc, you ever think about putting a smaller motor in it, like a 160?
Yes, we have 160.
Okay.
That is the lower price with 160. 190 is also the Daytona model, so it's upper quality. And we decided to avoid the automatic change because you have to learn how to change the gear. So it's for us it's logical.
From the beginning.
Yeah, I have a question. So
Sure, sure.
a lot of times companies and their positioning for success is always kind of measuring the timing of the market. And with the rise of professional mini GP racing, can you comment about why now is the first mover advantages of Brevo?
Okay, so the MotoGP is driven by the company Dorna. So it's like Formula One. So in Dorna, they have decided to launch the Worldwide Mini GP Championship. It started this year. Okay. For this, they decided to work exclusively with Ovale. Okay. But a lot of people are complaining on Ovale. We know the people in Dorna because we collaborate with teams for the research. And we know that in 2026, the contract with Ovale will be finished, and Dorna will decide at that moment if they stay with only one furnisher or several furniture. So we have this time, and it is the perfect timing to start to work, lobbying by good results, good sales, good quality. And so this is why we know we are pushing this activity very strongly. Did I answer your?
Right. But you know, also in France, where we are active indirectly, we have a study market at the school because they are one of the center of interest of us, and a lot of schools, I can say between 50% and 60%, doesn't want to work anymore with Ovale, and they want to have a counterpart, another bike, and so that's also the perfect moment to arrive. You know, by the little, we say in French, by the little port, the little door. You know, you arrive, you put your feet there, and then after that, and so that's a way of thinking. Not arriving as the carabinier d'Offenbach, well, we are the best, but just showing, and the credibility will arrive. And when you are credible, then that's the best.
Get started.
Yeah, there's a
There's time for one more question.
communication lesson. You have a question?
No, we have time for one more
more
question.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you see a parallel pathway for American Racing Series, AMA, Moto America? Dorna, of course, is the international MotoGP, but we do have a national series.
Yes, we have contacts with them. We are analyzing how to fit in the request because you have different championships that we have in Europe. So we need to have more information to see if it is a 12 wheel that is best or 14. I do not know. So this is really, and as Eric said, we want to find people able to organize with us EV mini GP, because nobody for the moment has an EV mini GP. So it's the time to start to make championships. So it's,
All right, well, thank you all very much. I
Yeah, thanks for
appreciate your
the-
time coming from Belgium and the expense of being here and wanting to do this in Brazos.
yes.
You see, our motto, the baseline is your fun, your speed, your safety. But in Belgium, there is no motorbike. We have beer, but we have also chocolates. And chocolate is for your fun, your sweet, and your tasty.
Oh, wow.
The problem is you have to divide. So think twice before you open.
It's artisanal chocolate made by a producer of our region, and it was done the day before our arrival just for us.
Oh, my gosh, thanks. Well, I'm now compelled to buy one of your motorbikes. Send me an invoice.
So if you buy a motor guy, I give you.
Yeah, bigger box of chocolate. Well, then you get your first
And I don't know
marketing.
if after you can go on the motorbike because you have to make a choice.
Yeah, you buy a $7,000 box of chocolates, you get a free motorcycle.
Yes, we can reverse.
Thank you for.
No, I just appreciate y'all being here, and thanks, Shirley, for letting me be a part of this. And I'll let you close it out. It's your show.
Thank you very much for.
Thank you, and thank you, Shelley, for all that.